Underground.
Hello, everyone. It is us, Nato and Laura from Cloud Underground.
Wow. Amazing.
It's Friday night. It's been a while since you've seen us on Friday
And I'm
nights.
trying to share a stream.
So yeah, we're gonna make sure that everything is going.
Oh, tell them what's going on.
Yeah,
you gotta
tonight
say,
we're talking about
30 seconds.
Cloud Jam Overhaul. We're changing some major things in the Cloud Jam Challenge. It's now becoming the Cloud Jam Gauntlet, so that you can experience the jam, Cloud Jam, in a new way. It's very exciting. Yeah, it should be. Sometimes it takes a minute.
Okay.
Yes. So let's talk about it. Cloud Jam.
Tell them what to expect.
So with the Cloud Jam Gauntlet, we are, making some changes that essentially allow you to experience the Cloud Jam Challenge in a new way, where you will be essentially making your, whatever it is that you want to make, whether it's like a lab or an app or whatever it is. And then at the end, you get some chaos engineering.
Chaos.
Injecting chaos.
You have to survive the trial.
Survive the gauntlet. The gauntlet, inject chaos. And when you survive the chaos, then you can move forward.
We decided to make it so that, so ultimately, for the most part, like training programs aren't very effective. And so we decided to make our own training resources work for us. And there are training programs out there that are effective. It's not to say that training programs in the world, there's not one that's good. I'm not saying that. But on average, the standard model of, going and, because, think about it, we're employers too. When we need help, we have to go through the ocean of, many people trying to get jobs right now. And it's an interesting time, and it's tough because there's tons of people who are incredibly qualified, and then you get folks who, are just so qualified for a job, and then they don't necessarily. It's interesting because when people go to interviews, it's almost like they're not ready for the reality that they're probably applying against maybe like 1,000 or 2,000 other people.
Right.
And so then they're like,
even like the rest of the internet.
I wasn't good enough. And it's like, well, hold on. It usually never works that way.
You're probably not getting the job because you probably don't know the right person.
Yeah. So we decided to change how all that works, and instead make it to where, hey, instead of people trying to go and get jobs the conventional way, we decided to make more of a gauntlet. What this is you go through and set up all the different types of technologies that, what we use is stuff that works for enterprises and things like that. And it's also just technologies that companies use. So, you learn how to set up environments like Ubuntu. Hey, we didn't invent Ubuntu, so you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, this is something that's never been seen before. No, you'll be seeing technologies that you see in enterprise environments that real businesses use when you're going through the Cloud Jam Gauntlet. And the way that we've decided to design things is that basically the environment that we've built, in a sense, trains you. And then you actually do have to go through the series of challenges in the Gauntlet. And if you do them a certain way, then there's a challenge at the end that is basically a chaos injection, which is a part of chaos engineering, where you basically go and try to make sure that what you're doing is stable and resilient and secure. And so then if your work can survive the gauntlet, then basically that's going to put you in a certain level of qualification, which we're working on setting up just like a new type of technology that is, I shouldn't say a little different. It's quite a lot different. We've built something called a sovereign zone. It's quite complex because it's actually it's a little bit of a mix between biomedical and some of these other technologies. It's technically a digital nervous system that is more of a digital extension of your nervous system. That sounds wild, but actually that's what's really happening. So we had this idea of like normally like things like Neuralink. How do you feel about like people putting chips inside of your body?
Yeah, I'm a little wary of some of these things. Chip. Like I like my own like autonomy. I don't necessarily, like having a cell phone attached to me at all times is like bad enough. I don't necessarily need, something embedded. Some people are into that. Like if that's your thing, like
That's
nothing,
right.
there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with
no
that.
shade.
No shade. It's just I don't know. It sketches me out a little bit.
So we decided,
especially, you know, certain implants ran by giant corporations or certain billionaires controlling all of the things.
We decided
and owning all your
it's
data.
good enough to just wear the tech. You don't have to put the tech in your neck or something. You can just
embed it directly into your brain.
You could wear like
No
a
thanks.
watch or a bracelet or like a headband or like a cool hat that turns out that it's not just a hat, it's like a
even
smart
glasses,
device.
you know,
Glasses.
Sure, why not?
Maybe rings, you know. So anyway, that's what we're doing is like
More
biomedical
wearables.
for like
Yeah.
the wearables, you know, things that have like body sensors and things like that. And also, you know, in theory, this is the type of thing that would also, because we work mostly with like military type technology. Well, yeah, it is what it is. We mostly work with like military type technologies. And so just imagine if you're like getting into a jet or something like that, because we build like technologies for that sort of a thing. And, you know, the whole cockpit aligns with the pilot themselves, and all the machinery and all of it is just basically an extension directly of the pilot. So that's kind of wild. It's kind of what we built. It's like reminds me of those
Pretty amazing
shows like Gundam or whatever from the 90s.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for now, that's just an update. There's a lot going on. There's a reason why it's late, and we're gonna go off for now.
Yeah.
But
it was
we talk about it, and I think
jump on.
I think what we do is gonna probably throw some people for a loop because we're building GRC software, but we're achieving it by basically having GRC as being an extension of like you as the human, your will, your sentience, and then basically having the ability to like leverage that nervous system where, you know, technically you can expand yourself into your data center architectures. That's a complicated thing, but anyways, it helps solve things like compliance problems. You can have fewer staff and get more benefits. It's you know, that's something else that we'll be talking about. It's going to be different. It's going to take a long time for people to like wrap their heads around like what is happening. What is this? We built a special kernel, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll be talking more about that a lot in the near future.
For now,
stay tuned.
The Gauntlet is going to be how we educate people, or at least how we help identify if you have a certain baseline of skills. So, and then that will qualify you to use certain technologies. There will be certain technologies that we built like a different worthiness, like a new authentication factor, where you actually have to prove yourself to a system in order for it to be willing to work with you. And so, if you fail the competency evaluations with the machines that you work with, it will deny your access to things. And so, basically, we're building like machinery that only allows you to access what your capabilities and competence levels can match. So by doing the Gauntlet, that's sort of the beginning of that. So then in theory, you should be able to go and work with one of these systems, and it should be like, yes, you can work with me. So that's another thing we'll be talking about called the purple pill effect. But anyways, the Gauntlet is the kind of the beginning of all that. So
that's right.
Got to prove yourself to the machines. That's right.
Yes.
All right.
See you guys next time.